Project management is a simple idea. Organize your time, money, and efforts to get a job done. While the idea is simple, the execution is almost impossible. Why? Because the world and people are unpredictable. The engineering gold standard for project management is a Gantt chart. A Gantt chart is a special bar chart which is broken down by tasks. Each task is given a duration, and the interconnected nature of tasks are shown. For example, if you are building a house, you must build a foundation before you can build the superstructure. Gantt charts are wonderful when you have a large amount of time to plan and also experience performing the project you are looking to undertake. This can be referred to as waterfall planning. You have experience and know what you need to do. The downfall to this is that it is not very flexible. Since ENG 142 is a freshman class, I'm guessing you have little experience in what you are about to attempt. So we are going to forgo the Gantt chart and focus on time management, coordination of weekly tasks and goals, and documentation. These are universal skills which will serve you well at TCNJ and beyond. TCNJ subscribes to the Google Business Suite of apps, so we are going to implement them. While all of the Google Suite can be used both on your computer and on your phone, I generally do not find them useful in both places. I'm going to assume you have at least some familiarity with Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. These are online tools which allow you to collaborate in the creation of documents, spreadsheets, and presentations. I find these tools most useful on my computer. Don't get me wrong, I've definitely used them on my phone in a pinch, but the experience is less than ideal. I want to focus on the tools that you can use to schedule work time, coordinate your efforts, namely Google Calendar and Google Keep. These both work effectively across your computer and phone. We are going to start with Google Calendar, and the first thing I want to bring your attention to in Google Calendar is on the right. It is the task list. Everyone's Google Calendar comes with a task list. What's great about this task list is that it allows you to organize your entire life. You can put tasks to do, then you can go ahead and you can add a date and time that it needs to be done. You can add subtasks. You can do all kinds of really great and interesting things. And maybe one of the most satisfying things in the entire world is check marking the box when you're already done and it disappears. Now, this works both here in the calendar, and you can also get an app to run on your phone. Now, let's go to making your schedule in Google Calendar. And I'm going to recommend that you create a brand new calendar with your class schedule on it. And if you're an athlete, you can probably have your practice schedule on it. It will help you work with your classmates in organizing your time all together. If you just have your schedule on the calendar, it means that you can have other things on other calendars that are private and you don't need to share them with everybody. When you create a calendar, it can take a couple seconds to create, but that's okay. It's worth the wait, I promise you. Now, you have successfully created your calendar, schedule fall 2019, and then what you can do is go in and edit your calendar. One thing I like to do is you can basically make the calendar any kind of color you want, so let's just go ahead and make it purple. I'm just going to turn off all my other calendars so you don't need to see all of the other things that are going on in my life. And go ahead and create a reoccurring event, because your classes aren't just one-off classes, they repeat weekly. So let's create an event. We'll make the title ENG 142. It's not going to be an all-day event unless you want to have class all day. That's less than fun. So we'll make an hour and a half scheduled reoccurring class. Once you have the name and everything created, you can then go and adjust how often the thing repeats. You do this by going and selecting, you can choose custom, which allows you to kind of create when it repeats on your own. So our classes generally happen once a week, and then they don't go on forever, they end. So you can go in and you can check what the end date is. So ours generally end the second week in December, so I'm going to go till the 13th, and then I'm going to click Done, and I'm going to click Save. And then if you go to the calendar, you'll see that we have a class that exists now, ENG 142, going from August 13th when we created it until October, December 10th, when it does not repeat again and we get off for Christmas. What's really useful about this now is that you can take this calendar once you have your whole schedule put in it, and you can go ahead and click on Settings and Sharing, and you can share this with people. If you scroll down, you'll find that you can make your calendar available to the whole college, which you probably don't want to. So uncheck that box. You can go down and then you can add specific people to the calendar. So if you type it in, you can see the people that I email a lot, I guess. That's Dr. Christic, Dr. Horse, and the IT person. You can basically type anyone's email address in here that you want, but if you go and you add people, and I'll go ahead and add Dr. Christic, you can send a message to them telling you're sharing their calendar. But once you've added them, they can look at your calendar on their calendar, and when you're done with the group project, you can erase it and get rid of it so that they still can't look at your calendar. The goal is that if you have a team of, say, 5 people, everyone shares their calendar with each other, and their calendars pop up, and then we can all kind of look at our schedules all together. It's really useful and really helpful, and it'll help you organize your groups. The second thing I want to talk about is Google Keep. It's another Google tool, and it's used to create notes. So basically, if you log into Google Keep, this setup shows up right in front of you, and what you do is you go in there and you create notes. You give it a title, you give it a note. So I'll say things to do today, important things like wake up, eat breakfast. What's an interesting feature here is you can take these things and turn them into checklists. These checklists then you can share with other people, and they can check off the things as they do them. So if you have 5 things to do as a team, you can create this checklist, send it out to the whole team, and each of you can check off what you're doing. You can take these checklists and take tasks and turn them into subtasks. So eat breakfast is now a subset of wake up. What's really useful is that you can add images. This isn't as useful from a computer since you have to search the file, but it's very useful from your phone. This app on your phone basically lets you take a note, whip out your camera phone, take a picture of something, and then upload it to a note. So I'm doing it on the desktop here, but you can do this way faster with your phone. So now I've tied things to do today, my wake up list, eat breakfast, but imagine if you're working as a team and you're doing a hand drawing and you want everyone to have it. So you just fire in there, take a picture, and send it to everyone. It works the same way as sharing. I'll share this with Dr. Christic. Once I've picked her, I can click Save, and that shares it to her, and now her Google Keep has this very same message in it. She can interact with it. She can check boxes. She cannot delete it. Only the owner of the Google Keep can delete it, and when you're done sharing with her, you can X her name out, and it goes away. With that, you've kind of saved everything, and you're good to go. And you've stored your picture in a place where everyone can see. Now, I want to give a short plug to an old-fashioned tool, a timer. Your time is valuable. My time is slightly more valuable. Let us not waste it. I find that setting timers and limits on my tasks allows me to work more efficiently. Let me give you one common and relatable example. I don't know how many times I've had a student come to me with a question about a problem they spent hours working on. To myself, I think, might it have been a better use of your time if you spent a reasonable amount of time on the problem, maybe an hour, and if you found yourself unsuccessful, you took a different tact. Maybe then you called a friend, or went on to work on something else, or even relaxed a little bit and came back to the problem. The idea is, use your time efficiently to complete all of your tasks. Timers can be especially effective in moving you through a meeting. I hope this video showed you some organizational tools that are new, intuitive, useful, or all three. Project management is about using your time efficiently and sharing information. Do all these effectively, and you will be successful.